recording. Gonna open up the Overton County Budget Committee meeting for Monday, March 4th, 2024 at 5:30. And see, roll call. We got Lee not here. Randall.
Here.
Geraldine.
Here.
Shane. Greg. And Stevens.
And I'm on the phone.
Absent by phone. So. Number 3, approve the minutes. It's held on February 5th, 2024. Everybody looked at those. Randall made a motion. Anybody second it? Geraldine. All in favor?
Yep.
Motion passes. Okay, number 4, we go to opening bids for the Monroe Community Center building. Looks like we've got, just 2 bids. Two bids. First bid's coming from Sugar Tree Builders LLC out of, I don't know where they're from. Serving Middle Tennessee. Looks like they're from,
Got the business license.
and they don't say,
Don't have their address?
no, it does not. Anyway, we may find it here in a few minutes. Sugar Tree Builders, residential commercial buildings. It just says contractor Tennessee license number, that's all it's got. Anyway, I'm writing this letter on reference from Jim and Odessa Nelson, Sugar Tree Builders. My name's Stephen Parker, Director of Putnam County Codes Department. In the past years of inspecting Sugar Tree Builders building projects that fund quality work, professional business experience. Feel Sugar Tree Builders would be a great company to consider for the Monroe County Community Center project. And that's Stephen Parker.
Sugar Tree Builders out of Cookville. I just looked them up, they're out of Putnam County.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Interstate Drive, Putnam County. Let's see. And the bid on it is read this.
This certificate of copy of the insurance.
There's the bid. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sugar Tree estimates cost for the building is $432,000. This includes paving of the parking lots, be assessed once the T-Deck lays out the septic system. Sugar Tree will work diligently to finish the project. Estimated time frame from 5 to 6 months. Their estimated start is April 1st. Sugar Tree Builders be operating on a cost plus agreement of actual cost plus 10% as the payment of services provided. GTM. And this is at 5:30.
You said that included paving the parking lot?
The paving of the parking lot cost would be assessed once the,
Oh, that doesn't include the 432?
I don't know how that's put in there. Unless they've estimated it in there, but because it was a cost. It'd be operating on a cost plus agreement of actual cost plus 10% of the payment services.
So it's the 432 plus 10%?
That's what they'd ask on the front end to start with 10%.
10%.
Oh,
Down.
okay.
You guys go sign that and look at it. Number 2 bid. two bids from, Monroe Communities, H&D Homes LLC out of Cookville also. Items include in the bid, demo of existing structure, asphalt paving the parking lots, electrical, water, septic tank, work outside the building structure, removal of any trees on the building site, landscape, grass mulch, kitchen equipment and appliances. And that bid is $556,000. Certificates of contractor's license.
Get that one, please, put
Yeah, that said it
Landscaping.
includes, demo existing structures, asphalt, paving, parking, electrical, septic, removal of trees, kitchen equipment and appliances.
Both of them supposed to be the equipment and everything.
Not necessarily, no, not on the equipment part of it.
Was the paving included in both the specs, you remember?
No, I don't think so, but we have, the highway department was going to try to help with some of the
Pavement.
work.
Yeah, we'll build circuit drive, circle drive, and pavement.
We just try to sell the materials.
30 GTN.
Does it say, how long it would take them to complete the other one's like
6 months. And
What's the
it's
start date?
gonna start at,
I'm with H.D. Homes.
Oh, I'm
how are you?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay,
But yes, 5 to 6 months time frame.
now if you're not paving off of it, then what's the start date?
As soon as the building got demolished, and site's ready, we can start.
I was accurate on what say, that includes paving?
Excludes.
Oh, excludes.
Yeah, we didn't have a site plan, so we didn't do anything outside the structure that was included.
Oh, okay, items excluded in the bid, I'm sorry. I misread
We
that,
weren't
guys.
sure on the existing.
There is no
structure,
electric,
consider
water,
Septic
septic,
or anything.
building, or trees. All that stuff I told you before is excluded.
in the demo too.
Yeah, that's excluded outside of it too.
We'll call this an estimate.
I'm sorry,
It's okay.
I need to learn to read.
At the time of the bids were ready to go out, the PJ didn't have the plans drawn up for the septic system, after you know, that's not a part of it. I'm hoping they'll have them in a few days.
The $432,000 first one,
Mhm.
32K, and that one was 500 and
56.
556. 556. What's the square footage on that?
Plans on that.
Somebody remember? You remember the square footage on that?
I have to have that.
You got it, Kenny?
I think it's 1,600 square foot.
Oh, okay. 40 to 40,
Yeah.
metal building,
Well, we're gonna go bottom end of the house,
okay,
is what we're looking at. That's what our plans are for.
okay.
Let me see if that's the one, who's it with?
Hmm.
Let me see the name of the architect, make sure that's the right one, yes. Thank you.
1,200 square feet, 40 by 30 is,
Yeah, I think it's 40, I think it's 40 by 40, 16 inch.
40 before, it has to be 1,600.
You know, of course, it's gonna be used dual purpose, you know, it's gonna be used for reading
Yeah,
and,
but I'm saying, that's a lot,
yeah.
that's a lot of money just to build that size building.
No,
No,
no
nothing
frills.
else. Is there room divided up inside of it, or is it all
Let
open?
me show you the original sketch. You go in on the right side, and it's the kitchen, the whole right side is the kitchen, the whole left side is for the voting precinct. So there's a lot of open space. But we haven't, I haven't made any changes, but I have the bathrooms over here in the corner. There's the election section, and then over here is the kitchen with service.
Be put on a concrete slab.
No.
No?
We're gonna raise it up a couple of blocks around so we can get under there and fix, have a
Okay.
crawl space to fix the plumbing if it ever freezes and so forth, so.
Okay.
We're just gonna dig footers.
Okay.
We're gonna try to get rid of the old building, just whatever the cost is to come to tear it down and move it, is what we'd like to do with the old building, because it's not worth anything.
We have would want to consider.
Anybody got any thoughts on it before we go further?
It's just 1,600 square feet.
How much is a square foot?
27,000 square foot. On 432,000, if I didn't add that wrong.
270, wouldn't it be $270 square?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
270, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, $270.
And I did check with someone earlier today, and they gave me a range between two.
What's
No, that's
residential up
not
to?
right for 1,600 square feet.
Residential up,
It's,
We're paying 220.
no, it's lower.
it's lower than that.
Residential is, commercial's high,
Mm.
which we tried to.
I couldn't get mine to take pictures either.
We tried to do residential, but they wouldn't allow us.
It's still. Of course, it's for government, county government, so that's.
Any more discussion on it?
It's gonna be where the voting precinct will be back and there's
Question.
plenty of room
Yeah.
for that.
Y'all are saying the square footage is 1,600, is it,
Yeah, it's what,
Is that
the
what?
plan we have is
40.
3,200.
3,200 square
That's
feet?
it. Read that one.
The, it's 85 feet by 48, so I'm just making sure we're on the same topic.
You had 48 by 48?
No, it's, the plan we have is 48,
48 to 40.
no, by 80.
That's not
48
that
to 80.
big.
Let's see if that's what I emailed that.
It's
the
not
same
that
ones.
big.
Does it have any footage on that one, does it? There you go. Here it is, guys. It is 60 foot long by 40, 60 by 60 by 40,
We had to try different sizes at different times on the cost, so.
60 by 40,
Or 2,400 feet.
24.
So we got the wrong plan though.
Do you wanna look at that one?
The one plan sent.
Is that the one you're looking at?
Maybe we're misreading something.
I think 40 by 60. I'm blind.
We only had that one set of plans.
It's hard to pull it up. I don't know if that's the 6 or an 8.
I can't even read it.
It's maybe an 8, let's see. Now it
It's
says,
fine.
sit,
It's
okay,
Okay.
it is the inside dimension.
Did you get the email from me? Or
Yeah,
did
so
you get it?
it is, it's 48,
Or your claim.
Yeah, please.
60 by 48, try that again.
60 to 48.
Yeah.
About 3,200 square feet.
That's 28, 80.
Well, then that's the only set we would have had.
28, 80.
Because. Was it
So
somebody
these
else?
are bids, I think each bid on, what size?
No, it doesn't say on the bids. That's the spec you did, right?
Well-
48 or 60?
Mine's 80 though, is what's confusing.
Not
Is
that.
it 80?
These are-
Yeah, maybe it is an 80 instead of a 60. Can you look that up?
Here, let me let John,
You remember what it was, Steven?
It's not that big.
Take a picture of it and blow it up.
just look,
It's not that big.
Let me look, I've got it on my phone somewhere.
right here, 40 by 80 by 12, is that right?
40 by 80,
Is what this, the original one said. Now this is, that was the rough sketch that we first started out.
There's only one plan, I think it's 40 by 80. 'cause
Okay,
that's-
yeah,
okay, yeah, that looks like 80 there.
80.
Let me take a picture of that.
So it's 40 by 80 instead of 40 by 60?
Yeah, we keep getting bigger.
Well, we had to keep, working within the cost.
No, I'm talking about the.
That's 3,200.
That side.
That's
Oh.
3,200 square feet.
It'll fit in there, what we got, draw.
Okay, I feel better about that one.
And so how much is it, how much is the square footage again?
I
3,200.
don't have the dimensions on it. Look here, one of those.
130 per square foot.
Is that what the other one did on too?
Yes, cause that's what it said, that went out to everybody, the same email went out there.
So it's 40 by 80 instead of 40 by
Now,
60.
they may not have been perfect with that, but that's, they all got the same thing.
So they may have, I think they may have bid 40 by 60.
They're available if you need to call.
Yeah, okay. Keep putting 60 down.
It is 40 by 80.
Okay. There's a little bit of fact what the size building is.
Has everybody looked at it?
It doesn't, however. Leave it up.
80.
And obviously, I can't see what I figured it out, just because.
It's a big building for a hundred people.
3,200 square. Big building.
They room there, put that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been measured out, accounted for.
So these have the water and electric and all that. good
No.
stuff.
It's already there, the water is.
No, that last one, it's going to, that's all I have to do is put it right there.
Why put new septic tank in, because we can't use the existing till it's on the schoolhouse.
All the existing tanks on the schoolhouse.
Yeah, we've had a problem, we have to share it with that family that owns the schoolhouse.
We separated that.
Oh.
So that's.
You want me to divide that?
It's 135 square feet.
Fraction divided by 32.
Two, three,
That's 432.
no, 432 or 423.
432.
432.
I'm dyslexic today. huh?
Three 135.
One thirty-five versus 173.
What was the other one, 173?
173.75,
173.75.
75 for the H and D, and then 132, 135 for Sugar Tree, per square foot.
Tree. H and B. Okay, any more discussion? Anybody wanna make a motion on
we've got everything in place, you know, it's needed up there. We need another place also for our voting, and get them out of the fire hall up there, so. You know, we're gonna put in the routers in up there for Craig, he's got a certain thing that he needs to move to when they start changing some of the voting, tabulations around, so we're gonna wire it up to match all that, so. It's gonna be serve a dual purpose. And the one they've got is falling down, you know, it's just about to fall out from under.
Yeah, we've been in it, haven't we?
A long time.
Stephen, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
No, just like Darwin said, that the voting, system's gonna have to be in up there, and then, the new septic is a necessity up there as well, but, if, in kind, if we're gonna have payment in kind, Darwin, do you have something to demolish that old trailer and take it out when it's done?
No, we don't have anything, we'll have to, try to advertise it for somebody just to, they could have the building to move it out of the way, because it's got too much metal in it for us to even fool with.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all right.
It's gonna have to be moved towards the other building.
Yeah,
Now, our in-kind will come from the
highway department.
highway department for the, just the paving. Okay.
So what
You got an
what
estimate
about
on that?
any trees or anything gonna have to be cut down or anything?
No, nothing. No, it
No,
was,
I think the trees are on the property lines.
I'm sure that first one.
no, I don't have any estimate cost. It'll be the cost of buying the asphalt, so
What percentage in-kind was we supposed to have on that, Stephen?
there's not one.
There isn't.
There isn't one,
No,
no,
I mean,
there's no
anything
match.
that highway department does, we just pay for the materials.
Correct.
only.
Yeah, but I'm talking
And
about,
there's no,
there
it's not
wasn't,
grant.
no.
it's okay.
No,
No, not on this.
this is from the ARPA fund,
Oh, okay, cool.
and that's the reason why, you know, they had suggested you spend it on like one-time purchases,
One time.
not
Mm-hmm.
reoccurring expenses.
This is out of ARPA fund.
Mhm.
ARPA fund. How much do we have in that?
Altogether, we
well-
have, well, we have several different projects already assigned for it.
Yeah.
We have, the fairgrounds, that
Yeah.
project, the water project.
And Island,
It's like,
Franklin,
$525,000.
What was it, Brittany?
the water project, if they ever get it out of the way,
Okay.
yes, sir.
And our match is 525 on that one.
Okay. Okey-doke.
Which they, they're calling, asking where we're at on that, and, North Overton's about ready to bid their water project out, but, where Terry's been sick, they ain't got all their, stuff together to be ready to bid it, but, they're kind of pressuring on that, to get their stuff together.
There was a long delay in them getting the clearance to go ahead and proceed, and then once they got the information, now they're in a hurry.
Well, now
And
Island's
they
gonna
have
start,
a certain amount of time to
He
spend the
actually
money.
called me and said, where we at on this, and I said, well, heck, we waited on you for a year.
Yeah,
I'll make the motion to accept the lowest bid.
I'll second it.
So Geraldine made a motion, Geraldine Walker made a motion to, accept the low bid for $432,000 from Sugar Tree LLC. Geraldine Walker and Randall Boswell made a second. Roll call, Randall,
Yeah.
Geraldine,
yes.
Shane,
So we got the money there. Yes.
Shane, yes, Greg, yes. Motion passes.
thank you. I know the people in Monroe will be happy about it.
Shane.
It took over a year to get her plans, to find somebody and then get her plans.
That'll be, so a bid of 60, you're gonna have to build it. Cause I said 80.
You said it, that's what they bid on, so I'm on the motion.
Now, I bid it on 60.
And I looked at the wrong sheet, cause we had done it several different times.
Number 5, someone from the sheriff's office will be here to discuss the pay rates. Looks like we got,
Before we get
Thank
into
you.
that may be a little more lengthy. If we've got a slot, then just something to put out there. Y'all remember a few years ago, we replaced our camera system in the jail.
yeah,
And we went with the latest, greatest that was available at the time. Well, guess what? Technology has caught up with us and we can no longer replace those cameras. So if those cameras go down,
yeah,
that camera's just done. We can't buy another one and put in with that system. At some point, we're gonna have to look at starting to go digital. So, and get away from the analog system. That's when the Stanley guy came the other day, which we've got contract with them, you know, they do, they come and do their inspections and so forth and so on. But those cameras, they, to my knowledge, from what he said, they don't even make them anymore for us to get them to replace. So, that's gonna be something we're gonna have to start looking at doing in the future, in the near future.
all the system like that costs, or,
Then, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking it was somewhere toward the $200,000 range, is that right,
It
Tim?
was closer to 3.
Was it closer to 3? So. And
is that uploaded on the, like on a cloud or something, or the?
no, it's not now, it's in-house, it is on a recorder
Right now,
right now.
but the new systems will be digital, recorded. Where's the preservation on that?
What is?
Computer?
Yes. Right, I mean, right now, our footage is preserved for, 25 to 28 days, depending on how much is there. But then after that, unless Tim or Amanda or somebody goes in and downloads it, then after that 25 to 28 days, it just rolls off.
So it's newer system, keep it for at least 12 months or more.
I'm not sharp enough about it and didn't ask enough questions to be able to answer that. But it's something
I
that,
mean, it's some, we need it to stay because anybody got 12 months to do anything.
Mhm.
We need,
Yep.
we need the footage at least be there for 13 months anyway.
Right. And it's one of those things where if it does go to a cloud, then it should be there
Forever.
essentially forever, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's,
If the cloud don't fall.
right, but that's just something probably gonna need to start thinking about and looking at.
Okay.
And had we known this 8 years ago, 9 years ago, then we might have looked at going a different route then,
Yeah,
but we didn't have that knowledge then. So,
And we also need a roof for our on-set roof.
yes, a portion, yes. We're about, what, halfway done with the roof,
Roughly, maybe.
and then,
And we're gonna have to get the administrative office's roof because the leaks that we had the other day, right after that snow. We had to replace the tile.
that was during the snow and the real cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
And we're thinking what happened was when it got so cold, then that rubber roof come back from the building itself and allow the seam for water to stick. And we're gonna have to do some work around front, where the big glass windows are. All that's wood trim around it. That wood trim has been there for no telling how long. And some of it's starting to rot and starting to leak. So,
That air conditioner's all been replaced now. It's still
I
up.
think I've got 2, maybe 3 that's still not, but the majority of them have been.
And then, for together for our slot. Miss Amanda has got some packets. PCI come and done a site study, back in November. And, this is their findings.
Okay,
Tennessee Corrections Institute.
Is it the one that's the settings or the camera one? Sorry.
This is the one, right?
Do what, David?
After, somebody take a picture of it, send it to me.
Sure.
Stuff's probably went down now.
Mm-hmm. You know, I was the one against the original bridge jail. I'm not sure it was what they enforced, even if they would have redone it and then built it different from what they did, because the way they've got it laid out. Mm-hmm. 24 years. Open 2001. They started building in 2000.
July of each year, so it's gone down. It's hot in the cold, it's cold. And then
bed capacity, 143, male beds 101, female beds 42. It's 2023. 25 full-time positions.
Get a copy
You need a copy of it?
No, I got a copy, I can see here, you wanna go over that?
She's going to.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead, ma'am,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Like.
They,
You talk about the packet, Greg, what you want?
Yeah, just go around over that so they can get on film, everybody, public knows what's going on.
yeah, I was just gonna go over the part that, like, where they said that the pay is not competitive, we're short-staffed,
You say page 4?
14.
Oh, 14, that's it.
Yeah.
Bob Bass is, he kinda heads this team up, he's been doing corrections for years and years and years. And they said if any of the commission would like for them to come and do a presentation and go over this, that they would be happy to, as long as they were available.
Okay.
And that will be at no cost to us, because they're already being paid for the state.
When did this, John, cut off on me, I didn't hear you.
Well, it would just, as long as they'll be available, then they will be happy to come do a presentation for any of the committees or the whole commission.
Oh, okay, so we can set a date for them to come, no, it ain't a date set already.
No, it's definitely not a date that's set already.
Just needs to be
That's
coordinated.
what gets cut off, and I thought this might have said there was a date.
No.
He said if you wanted to make a coordination time for him, we could call, you call him up and set it up, maybe if they're available.
That might be something public safety committee might be interested in doing.
Yeah. What does everybody think, it'd be a good idea?
Just that way they can,
Probably inform everybody on it.
But you guys can keep these packets. We
Okay.
can make more.
Okay.
So this is what they're recommending. Yeah, that's what they're recommending. They said from November of 22 to November of 23, we had 100%
So that's the recommendation on 14
Page 15.
or 15, okay. Organizational, these recommendations are to cover overlapping duties to reduce turnover and staff for the jail staff and inmate safety until more of a intensive study can be performed. Need a petition for pay increases to be competitive, add 4 correctional officer positions, add 1 administrative sergeant/lieutenant position to manage the FTO and FCO responsibilities solely, add 2 transport officers to handle the courts and mental health transports. Which would be a good idea. Perform formal exit interviews. Request formal staffing analysts from UT, County Technical Assistant Services. And administer interaction with the staff. So that was 15 is the only recommendations in right?
I think it goes on to the daughter.
So it goes-
That was, but yeah,
Medical,
but yeah, the rest of it was like medical and stuff.
okay, you got medical, kitchen was clean, well organized. An expansion of 50 to 75 beds, any consideration on that would be, a new kitchen would be likely. And the last page talks about the jail operation assessment. Tennessee Corrections Institute dedicated, it's just their assessment.
Yeah, on 14 and 15 is.
And then does that cover your overview that you had got there?
Pretty much, yeah, on the, they said since the last time they had done a assessment, pay had increased $2.22 an hour.
What year was that?
Well, that was from last year, when, CTAS? When CTAS did their pay assessment
Yeah.
statewide.
Yeah.
Since that assessment was done, from that time that it was completed to the time that TCI come and done our site study, that across the state, the average had went up $2.22 an hour.
And it's probably even more than that by now.
And that's from last spring to this past November. So of course, everybody passed their budget in July.
Yeah.
And so far, I think that this year will be the highest year for overtime that we have ever seen. And we're just trying to keep people on the floor, normally running with a minimum of 3. But it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't spend $100,000 or more this year just in overtime. And that's just in overtime. And eventually, somebody's gonna get tired of working that overtime.
Yeah, it's burning the ones that I've got that will work overtime out. We're averaging about 10,000 a month overtime.
Usually the youngins will go for it till they get youngins. I was kinda like that once upon a time, and then I got youngins and they just soon go home.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but some like it though, some getting a bind, it sure helps.
It does, and we've got some that are really willing to work it. And we've got some that are willing to watch it. You know, or not answer the phone. So, that's, said all that to say that, guys, I'm afraid if we don't get competitive, because these folks for the same job can go elsewhere and make a lot more money, we're not gonna have staff to run the jail. We're not gonna be able to keep state inmates if we can't keep people there. And I don't know what else, because, and of course, we lose some that wind up with hurt feelings, or they don't wanna follow the rules, or they do something silly and get fired. You're gonna have that everywhere. But for the most part, the majority of the employees, that when we do an exit interview or talk with them, or, they give a resignation letter, it's all about payer benefits that they're going on to better themselves.
You see a big change from like 5 years ago, any difference in?
Yes, there's always been an issue if you're working in emergency services, for the most part, you're not doing it all for the money.
You know, that's kinda in your blood.
But with inflation, gas prices, grocery prices, rent prices, these folks have gotta go where they can survive. They've gotta do what they've gotta do for the family, and if they can't do it here, then they're going somewhere else. And I can't blame them for that.
That's with the that's us and the private sector too.
Well, it is, but, you know, they can go to Putnam, and I understand we don't have that tax base. But some of these guys are driving from Putnam to come to work here. They can have a shorter drive and make $4 to $5 more on the hour.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be extremely competitive from somebody outside of Putnam to go to Putnam, because you're gonna have White County looking, so well, we can go to Putnam County, and you've got Carthage or Smith County, so we can get better pay in Putnam, and Birdstown, or, you know, I mean, I'm gonna say that you'd have to be top notch to get a job like
Right.
that.
We had one apply, got several years of experience in corrections, pretty much from the floor up.
Yeah.
From another neighboring county other than Putnam. Give him credit for years of experience and all the credit that we could give to get them where they needed to be. We were still, what, $2 shy?
Too shy.
And a person can't drive 25 miles one way to come to work to take $2 an hour pay cut, especially with prices the way they are. So, but anyway, I don't know where it's gonna come from, but it needs to come up some way, somehow.
These are your correction officers, right?
That's corrections and deputies.
And deputies too.
I mean, they go across the street, city police department for less responsibility, less coverage area, safer work environment, $2 more on the hour, or more. It's no, it's no
Total
brainer.
number, John?
Hmm.
What's the total number of all of them?
I've asked Ray to send me his pay scale, but he hasn't done it, but I think they're $2.50 more an hour now.
1823, I think's their start out.
That's
For,
started out.
the city,
And then plus your years of experience on top of that. So, Darwin, I have to get you an exact number.
That's all right.
well, they're paying. Across the board nationwide, law enforcement's making more money because nobody's wanting to get into that business anymore just because of the ridicule and, liability. They're trying to, pass a law, to make the law enforcement exempt from lawsuits on this, just for this very purpose.
Well, a lot of them are frivolous, and, the media, the media has killed law enforcement.
Oh, yeah.
Social media, that didn't help matters, but.
Everybody's got one of these.
Mhm.
There's something going on in the street, they're gonna get 10 different angles, and then they're gonna show on the media, one that's the
Or
least
There- Or
tell
there
the story.
will only be a small portion of the story told, which is what has happened to us in multiple situations. Normally, I just wish that the media was bound, and I believe in our Constitution, I believe in our First Amendment rights, but I believe, my opinion is that the media should be held to, if you're gonna tell a story, you tell the whole story from start to finish.
Well, the news don't.
They don't use that.
We got news channels that don't tell the whole story. That's why we're having a hard time getting along.
That is very true, and, you know, these guys know it, they've got a specific skill set, they've got specific training, and they've got families, and I don't blame them for going where they're gonna be more fruitful.
anybody for bettering ourselves.
No, you can't.
No, and, you know,
If you can,
anybody that's been a good officer or a good employee, if they come, you know, and tell me, hey, I'm having to, you know, explore other opportunities, I'm having to look here, I'm having to look there. You know, I can't make ends meet anymore. And a lot of our guys and girls, I'm gonna say, Tim, would you say 75% or more have a second job?
Yeah, I'd say at least that much.
the only thing that saves us, we're still competitive in the county for cost of living as far as for taxes, we don't, their taxes aren't, but and electricity's still fairly low for the area that we live in. That's how come California's, New York's flying to Tennessee. No state income tax,
And that's,
property tax is low, and houses are about a third or fourth what they are in these other places.
and that's something else that's hurting us as well, especially on the patrol side. Population's going up, but my employee population is dwindling down.
Yeah.
So, and I know in that study, they recommend, you know, adding 4 corrections officer spots. There's no reason to do that right now, because if we can't keep the spots filled that we've got, there's no sense in having 4 other spots.
Right, and right now I'm down 8 spots.
Oh, are you really?
I'm fixing to lose another on Friday.
When is Cookville gonna start hiring their 70?
They already have started,
Start hiring,
they already doing interviews.
are they? How big a building do they build?
I think it's roughly 200 or so inmates.
Yeah, plus they added 200 more beds.
And, oh,
They're
Yeah,
about
that's what I'm saying, it's 200 and something.
if you notice,
Yeah,
a year or so after COVID, it actually had the
Yeah.
COVID numbers.
Yeah.
State inmates were higher.
Yeah.
Notice that. And then the next year, they're lower, considered. So here's what happened. So we're housing all these state inmates. Well, the prison system, they cut their populations by, what, half? So a lot of people were paroled out, they were sent out on early release, whatever the situation was, but they left the prison system one way or another. So when the prison decides to go back full operation, guess where they pull the state inmates from? Every county jail that housed state inmates. So, that's hurt us on revenue. But there's not a lot we can do about that right now. The number of state inmates are just not there the way they were.
Right.
And Amanda gets as many as she possibly can. But if they're not there, you know, we can't make them be there.
What'd you say the population was right now?
That was in November. How many we had today, did you look?
About 120.
120?
So, let's just say 23, those other 23 beds could be filled with state inmates a day, and they're paying, what, $42 a day now?
Yeah, it's 41, I think.
41?
They keep wanting the counties to pay more, they need to pay more.
I get it, but if we just had, you know, that's $800 something a day, do the math by, you know, 365 days a year at $800, that's a lot of revenue that we're losing because of the shortage of state inmates. So, and it's a lot cheaper for them to keep them in the prison system than it is to pay us to house them. Okay, now I'm done.
Okay. Tim, man, you got anything?
No, not at this time.
Thank you.
But we will have enough of those, we'll make some more of those packets tomorrow. And essentially, there's they left us a thumb drive as well, but you've got the slideshow right there, that's all that is.
And we also added a salary.
Do y'all need one more up there?
Thursday.
For this Thursday? Okay.
Yeah,
If you want
one
to
more.
take it out, or if you
Okay.
want to come back and do it.
You gonna be back on Thursday?
I don't knows why we can't, what time, what time?
Yeah, let's do, let's do that, and we'll talk about, that thing I sent you about the MOU with ICE, did you ever go over that?
Don't know if I could open it.
Oh, okay. I'll print a copy of it then, but it talks about, just, all that is yeah, that's up to you. Sign a local, agreement with the, ICE. Memorandum of understanding that we, getting illegal aliens over, we call them immediately and
We do.
transfer them over. This just makes it, and plus you can get funding for that too.
The only thing is whether they will come and get them or not.
I know.
The last few we've had, they have.
They gonna come get them?
It's gotta meet a level of specific crime more times than not.
I didn't know
Or
if they,
before they were a regular.
I didn't know if that, I didn't go over the whole MOU, if it was put any teeth in it, which makes it a little stronger. Have you looked at it?
No, but I just know from last few that we picked up that we
It's,
make all eyes, they,
ICE
I think
is,
they've got two in 8 years,
really,
yeah.
they've changed the whole system to daycare instead of enforcement. Hopefully that'll change. Okay. Number 6.
I assume you're kicking us out.
No, you can stick
Because it's getting close to supper time and I'm willing to leave. I will leave freely.
You can stick around.
Like, it's meatloaf night, buddy.
Oh.
So,
This is Connie's number here.
well,
She's pretty
the
interesting.
meat's store-bought. But, as you can tell, my wife knows how to cook.
Yes.
if it was home, it's gonna be a lot better.
You're not wrong. A lot of times.
I know where you can get your home.
Okay, Connie, you're on the floor with and Darwin for the highway budgets amendments.
Y'all know either one.
Basically, all we got is just actually our first amendment, which is pretty well mid-term for us. In the wintertime, we slow down. A lot of these are some overruns from where, back in the fall, when we were doing a lot of paving and so forth, so we had to increase some of the funding. We always try to put extra money in the overtime pay because we don't know what the springtime brings, so we've added a little to each one so we don't, go over, because we don't like the auditors for us to go over at the end of the year and not have enough to pay for it. So we try to keep that to a minimum. Our communication costs, we need to increase that. It's running a little higher than it normally does. Our dues and membership, we added a little more to that because some of the things, travel that James has been doing and going different places. Our evaluation and testing is our drug and testing program that we have. It's running a little higher like everything else is, so we had to put a little extra money in there. We had to have some additional office supplies. My computer at the office went completely dead, so we had to have a new computer. So that's the reason why there's 2,000 in that. And of course, the overtime pay there is for the men. Asphalt and liquid asphalt all were a little bit over this year, where James had run over doing some of the paving that he was doing with the coal mix and liquid asphalt. Crushed stone is up a little bit, so we had a little money there. We had plastic pipe, we've had some washouts and damage to some pipes, so we've had to replace those, so that was increased. The metal pipe, we had to put quite a bit in that because we had 2 big tiles to go rust completely out and collapse, so we had to change those, and those were about $5,000 a piece for metal tile. So it's expensive.
How long are those?
It just depends on the size. We can get the big tile up to 40 foot if we need to. We had a couple that were 30 foot long that washed out and collapsed because they've been in there so long. Road signs, I don't have to tell you about it. Everybody likes to steal the road signs, even the street signs. So we had to put a little extra in there for miles per hour signs, truck center highway, dead end signs, stop signs. Stop signs is the biggest thing they like to get for some reason. I don't know what they do with them. They can't sell them, but they sure get them.
How about the 911 signs?
can't, yeah, they steal those right, just about every day, somebody does, I get a call at least daily on 911 signs. And Gary and them is the one
But
that
you got,
takes care of those.
you got the backing on those things that supposed to be people-proof on the signs.
Right, you can't,
Before they do take it, just a
but-
saw.
wanna take the pole it off.
Oh, they take
Post it
pole it
on,
off.
yeah, they just pull it down and go. We had to increase a little bit of the mechanic's pay, he had to hire a different mechanic this time, this year, and he's increased his pay a little bit, so I had to have enough in there to cover that cost. Equipment and machinery, as you know, it's high, so we had to put a little extra there where we had to buy parts to repair our equipment and our machinery. Lubricants up a little, pretty close to the same normally, but I wanted to make sure we had enough due to the end of the year. Small tools, same thing, tires and tubes, that was for all the tires on the trucks and all the equipment out there, and of course they went up a little too, so we've been able to make sure we have enough in there till the end of the year. Our uniforms, that's where it's laundry, we put extra in that. The overtime there is for the quarry, in the spring times when we do a lot of crushing our stone and stuff to get ready for the summer and the fall months. And then equipment and machinery parts, we put a little extra in there because we had the impactor to go down last week, and to get 3 hammer bars was right at $12,000. So I had just enough in there to cover it with this little amount of money there, so we should be good the rest of the year. And that also is uniforms. So the total is $189. We were able to reduce some of the truck driver expense and the labor expense, and then we had to take the rest out of our unassigned fund balance. So, you know, that's pretty low for us out there. I kept it as tightly as I could, and hopefully this will get us to the end of the year, but it depends on how much paving that James does with the liquid asphalt, if we have to make another amendment, which we probably will before the end of the year. So I would like to ask for that to be approved and brought before the full commission.
Okay, anybody wanna make a motion? To approve, the highway fund budget, let's just transfer them over to a different one. Shane?
I'll second.
Shane. Walker made a motion, Randall Boswell, I'm sorry. Randall Boswell made a second. Geraldine,
Yes.
Randall,
Yeah.
Shane,
Yes.
Greg, yes. Stephen's here by spirit, he's absent.
I'm here.
And, Lee's absent, so motion passes. Four, motion passes. Any old or new business?
Oh, the fairgrounds has got a grant from the telephone company. And I think it's gonna be about $5,000, and what they wanna do with that grant is to put Wi-Fi out at the fairgrounds. We're looking at trying to use the ag building, Rotary Ag Building, to be the center point for the internet Wi-Fi. She's getting prices together right now on what the total cost would be, but I think they're pretty comfortable by saying that 5,000 will cover all the costs. They're gonna try to have Wi-Fi that will, of course, the ag building, because when they rent that building out, I reckon they get a lot of requests whether or not they have internet service there or Wi-Fi service. They're gonna try to put one in with a booster at the Rotary Ag, not the Rotary Ag, but the other Civitan building up front, but they're gonna try to put one there and probably put Wi-Fi in the office. And then try to fix it where if any of the booths can get the signal and hit on the Wi-Fi. So, that, they're gonna get that price together. They're gonna meet with the telephone company tomorrow, along with Tyler Maxwell, who does some work, for the county, and figure out what all they need and make sure the cost is covered. The only thing they were asking about is that since we are renting out the Rotary Ag Building every week, that may be looking at sharing the cost or paying for the cost of the monthly fee, for the Wi-Fi, since it's gonna be centrally located in the Ag Building, so. I've got a rough, number, the highest it could be would be $235 a month, and then the lowest could be 35, depending on what they come up with, tomorrow. They're gonna meet at 9:30, I think, so. Just to update you all on that, there's nothing that needs to be taken, I just wanted you all to know what they were working on. They brought it to me today, and I told them I was coming to the budget committee and I would share it with them tonight, so. I probably will have them to bring back some numbers, to y'all when they get everything together for you, and then y'all can decide. But that's kinda where they're at with that grant, and, of course, Twin Lakes gave it to them, and they're gonna try and give it back to them, more or less. So, and we thank Twin Lakes for that, because that helps a lot of people in the community. And that'll be a big asset out there for the fairgrounds too, to have Wi-Fi capability.
I put in for the broadband grant to include the fairgrounds on that as well, but
That's
we
great.
had met, as a budget committee, and it's been some time back, and they was asking about Wi-Fi, and we said that we would split it 50-50 with them already. With, like the monthly fee or something like that.
Right.
We said we wouldn't care to do Wi-Fi if we done it, free access to everybody that was there, and, do 50-50 with the fairgrounds. We had already came to agreement on that at one time, I do believe, am I not mistaken on that?
That's right, Stephen, but I was gonna ask you, with the broadband grant, does it
That's
cover,
different.
like future monthly expenses?
I think up to 5 years.
Okay, so I'm wondering if, could they do the Twin Lakes for the installation and then the broadband for the carrying it forward?
Yeah, I mean, if we got anything left over, it'll apply to the monthly bills.
Okay. That was.
I think, you know, you can carry that on out.
Okay,
I mean, if, like, Twin Lakes gets the grant, I mean, that's not gonna hinder the broadband grant at all. I mean, it might be able to do a little bit more.
right,
I mean, that would help out tremendously.
yes.
Well, they just have to place boosters at
No, that's where
strategic
you
areas,
have to,
or?
well, the Rotary Ag is probably the focal point where everything happens at the fairground. So that's where they're gonna
And
set
it would be
it up.
great to have Wi-Fi in there, there's no phone service.
I say especially you get in a metal building, it cuts it all out.
My wife's there right now with 4-H, and, she don't have any phone service.
Anything else, new or old? You got anything, Steve? Besides the flu?
Sorry, you guys haven't copied it, sorry. I'm good.
On, just stepping outside where John was talking, about the pay rates over there, since our last meeting, we've lost another employee at work, going to the same company and it's, I could sit here and say everything over that he said, but we're exactly the same shape he's in, same situation, same scenario, leaving for same reasons. But that's, really something that we need to look at coming up this budget time is the emergency services. Because we don't wanna be without,
Emergency services.
cause I mean, just like him, the employees over there, they're working what extra they want to, but you keep working the same donkey over and over and over, it's gonna get tired after a while, and they're getting tired, and sometimes we just don't have crews to fill the units to run, we just work with what we got. But we don't wanna get in shape where somebody needs us and we ain't got nobody there to attend to them.
Next meeting is March 12th, 2024 at 4:30, right?
Yes, it's next week.
That's next week, that's next Tuesday.
Yes, we already had that one scheduled, the one for tonight we added because of the
Open bids.
So, and,
Do we need to have one March 12th,
yes,
since we had this one? Okay, so I'll be in Washington DC all next week.
You want, if you don't get,
What time is the meeting? I might be able to phone in, I might not, I don't know.
4:30.
Okay. I don't know our schedule yet for next week, so I don't know which days were what.
Okay.
Number 9, everyone work on number 9? Geraldine made a motion to adjourn. Shane made a second, all in favor? Motion passes. Meeting's over, thank you.